Most people think landing their first client is about cold calling or grinding, but that is the fastest way to burnout. Instead, what if I told you that the fastest way to your first client is through people you already know? I'm going to show you how to do it the right way without chasing strangers or getting discouraged. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is the Profit from Payments podcast, the show that breaks down how to start and grow your own payment processing business so you can build passive, residual income every single month. I'm Michael Gibrael, your host, and over the last 15 years, I've built a 7-figure passive income business in payment processing from scratch. Now I'm here to share the strategies, insights, and real-world knowledge to help you do the same. For more tips, resources, and exclusive insights, join the free community. You'll find the link in the show notes. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the episode. My first client came from my network. And what I mean by that is when I started my business, I relied on people I already knew that trusted me. So I sat down. In my case, I had a list of 100 people that I got from my father-in-law that I sat down with, and I told him, give me a list of all the business owners that you know that trust you and respect you. And I wrote it down, name by name, address by address, phone number by phone number. And I contacted each and every one. And I requested one thing. I told them first and foremost, I said, I was referred to you by XYZ. You can say, but in my case, I was referred to you by my father-in-law, and I do payment processing. I'm in the payment processing industry, in the space, or whatever you want to do. I would love to just come, pay you a visit. I'm not selling you anything. I just want to talk to you. And they were so welcoming. They were so receptive of the idea of just coming in, because here's, someone they respect that referred me to them. So that was a very good way to kind of get in. How people care about two things: making money and saving money, right? But saving money, everybody talks about it, and which I'm going to get into in a minute. But you don't want to position yourself like that. You want to position yourself to be able to simplify payments. But before we get into that, again, I've been in the industry for 15 years. And I haven't cold called once. And the reason to that is because I leveraged my network. It's people I know. I'm going to go to them. They trust me. Or they know people that own businesses. They trust them. So if I'm coming to that person as a referral, just like I did with my father-in-law's people, I had 75 to 80% closing ratio as long as I was able to deliver and be able to do what I said and follow through with it. And I'm a believer, total believer in under promise and over deliver always, always, and always, because of the experience, because people care about that. All right. Number 2, position yourself as an advisor, not just a salesperson. For example, you don't want to just save them money. When I walked into these businesses, I didn't just jump into talking about payment processing. We talked about personal life, who you are, what I am, what I do, if they have kids, kind of try to find a way to connect with them and not looking at it as just a transaction. Because as soon as you just look at it as beneficial to you and you think that it's just a transaction, you will lose that. Not necessarily lose that relationship, but it kind of shows your colors and just tells them that all you care about is you're just here to make a sale. And you're looking at them as a transaction, and now you are labeled like everybody else. And you don't want that. So again, build that relationship with them, because here's what you're going to do. You want to play the long game. You want to be able to build long-term relationships, and for them to look at you as the trusted advisor in payments, whether they come with you or not. I have had so many times where people just trust my judgment and trust my expertise in payment processing. They just send me their statement from who they are with right now. I don't even bother them. And so many times, just from them doing that, and I've been there for them, they switch with me. They come on board with me because they literally look at it and say, I've been, asking Michael all these tips and tricks and kind of like an advisor, and he's been there for us, even though he's not our payment processing provider. And that really kind of, again, paints the picture for them that you really genuinely care about them, not just about your bottom line. You care about, are they in the right solution? And that is just going to help you, because the more you bring value, the more you give, the closer you will be to have them ask you, not the other way around. Because if you're there to show them that you really care, it's not gonna be where they're gonna be like, he's just focused on closing us instead of caring about what we feel and how we like things and what we want to do, so on and so forth. Again, when you're talking to them, instead of, my favorite thing when I ask people, when I talk to them, hey, what frustrates you the most about your payment processing? Because you got to remember, as a business, the last thing they want to think about is payment processing. They want to run their business. Payment processing is just a way for them to get paid. You don't want to think about it. Imagine somebody coming in with cash. That's how their mentality is. Systems and all of that stuff, that's just the modern world of business today. And that's how businesses accept payments. But if you go back years and years ago, there were no complications with giving cash or paying with gold or whatever. I mean, hence the fake bills, dollar bills, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, there was no frustration of accepting that payment and giving the service or product in return for accepting that payment. But today there are frustrations. There are a lot of issues with payments because merchants deal with them, whether it's the customer service experience, whether the pricing, whether their current solution. And in overall, if you can help them save time, increase their revenue, those are the things, because we live in an integrated world. Let's say you walk into a merchant, a business, and they're on an old school system. Again, you don't want to discuss problems. You want to understand what their problem is first, and then you build. But that could be a very big, I hate to say this, but a selling point. Well, I should say a solution point for you to be able to say, hey, if you did X, Y, Z, you'll save this much time, which in turn you can make more revenue because of your saving time here. This is becoming more efficient. So that means your customer experience is going to be better, and it's going to lead into either saving money, not on the payment processing side, but as an overall business, saving money and making more money. Businesses will always be all ears for that, especially when they look at you as a trusted advisor. Number 3, leverage partnerships to make getting clients easier. Well, maybe this shouldn't be your first client, but who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe you have a relationship with a web developer or a CPA or whatever it is. Here's where the working smart versus working hard come into play. And instead of you chasing customers or clients, even if they're in your network, you're chasing one at a time, right? You're only one person. But what you're doing here, you're almost cloning yourself in a way, because you're having a CPA or a web developer send you referrals. I'm going to give you an example. When I started, I knew a CPA. He was my CPA. He was my dad's, my father-in-law's. He was a family CPA for a lot of people. Besides doing personal taxes, mostly he did businesses. He dealt with a lot of businesses, liquor stores, marketing agent, whatever, bookkeeping CPA services he was giving. He had over 400 or 500 clients already. Okay. So when I went to him and I said, listen, I'm in the payment processing space. I am using you. You are my CPA, damn it. So why don't we work out a deal where each client you refer me and I close them, you don't have to sell anything. You just refer them. You just tell your clients that, hey, I have built a relationship with this payment processing provider. He's local. He is great. He's always responsive. He's available all the time during and after your sign up. He never leaves you in the dark. He's available. He'll answer. He'll give you his personal cell phone number. All of these things is what people love hearing. And then the CPO will be like, hey, I'll give you his number. I'll make an introduction. I got so much freaking business out of that. It was crazy because now I'm leveraging that CPA's book of business. That CPA trusts me already. So when he talks, and his clients trusts him. So when he makes a recommendation, and mind you, a CPA has access to their statements and everything. So what better way would it be for him to recommend a company that is it's a no-brainer at the end of the day? And you'll be surprised how many partnerships that are out there that are potential partnerships are leaving money on the table. Even though this has existed for years and decades, they just leave money on the table because they don't want to deal with it. But if you came and saved them from that, that will really be a game changer because now everybody wants to trust. I mean, if you had a really good plumber or an electrician or a handyman, people want that. They want good quality, available, always on time, does what they say. And that's what people want. I mean, I want that. You want that. You want somebody reliable. I think that's the word I'm looking for. It's somebody reliable that can really help you through whatever the expertise that person is in, whether it's plumbing, payment processing, electrician, CPA. They need a good one. Hey, do you have a good plumber? Hey, do you have a good payment Hey, do you have... So people ask that question because their experiences usually, more times than not, are bad experiences. That's the reality. So if you can come in there and change that, you're local, you have that concierge service, game changer, because people love concierge service. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say. So if they refer you, so imagine you have a CPA that refers you, 3, 2, 5 clients a month, and you have 5 of those, 10 of those. Think about it. Even if you have 10, 20 referrals a month, you can literally you never even have to chase clients. You can work out of referrals, out of partnerships. So that is so impactful and so amazing for you to be able to get into. Now, the fourth thing is you've been honestly lied to your whole life because you are always watching whatever. Let's say you're scrolling, TikTok or Instagram or any of these platforms, and you're seeing all these people are making money, easy money, this fast, whatever. And the reality is no business is easy. No such thing. Because think about it. Really, really think about it. If business and success was easy, wouldn't everybody just be doing it? Wouldn't no jobs in the job market exist? I mean, think about it. If it was really easy, everybody would be doing it. But the reality is, it isn't easy. It is an emotional roller coaster. But do not let that stop you. Because yes, your first conversations will feel awkward. Your first conversations are not going to be comfortable. But guess what? That's normal. That is normal. I'm here to tell you that it's normal for you to feel that way. But do not give up. Stick around. People will ignore you. When I went out and tried this, I was in a downtown area to just say to myself, let me try this thing out. I don't payment processing. What the hell is that? Let me just try it. And so many people ignored me. So many people hesitated. So many people shut those doors. But to me, I got closer and closer to having people potentially say yes, because I'm not saying it's a numbers game, but what I'm saying is it's an emotional roller coaster. By the way, never burn a bridge, because even these people that that you're going to go to, most of the time, because you're new, because whatever, they're probably not going to switch with you. That's the reality. Don't burn a bridge. Like I said in the beginning, keep checking with them. Be that advisor. Even if they're not with you, be an advisor, because guess what? The day will come, not if, The day will come when they need you. And when they do, they will come to you because all this time you've been there for them, okay? Without asking anything in return. So that is power right there. And do not give up. Your first residual check will be tiny as hell. Unless, obviously, you get a lot of counts the first month. That's great. But to me, my first check was $10.83. And that didn't change my life. It didn't change my life one bit. But it changed my perspective. And that's all I needed to see for me to be able to have proof that this actually works. That's a wrap for today's episode of Profit from Payments. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you found this valuable. If you're ready to take the next step, I've got something for you. Click the link in the description to join my free community. Get exclusive resources to help you build passive income through payment processing, faster and smarter. If this episode helped you, hit the subscribe button, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep taking action, keep learning. Remember, you're closer than you think.